Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and we gotta talk about the update to the Palworld and Nintendo lawsuit. Nintendo is fighting. They are fighting to bring Palworld down however they can. Windows Central has a pretty incredible article up by Jennifer Young published yesterday. Nintendo is applying for anti-Palworld patents in the US with a whopping 22 of 23 rejected, but they are fighting. Nintendo's ongoing patent infringement lawsuit against Pocket Pair, creators of Palworld, has primarily been confined to Japan so far, where they are seeking over $66,000 in damages for 3 patent claims. But could this legal battle soon extend to the US? Recent developments suggest that Nintendo may be preparing for something similar of a fight on American soil. It appears that Nintendo will have a much harder fight on its hands in the US, though, with Games Fray reporting that the United States Patent and Trademark Office, USPTO, rejected 22 of 23 of Nintendo's patent complaints. Now, a lot of it does seem to be the patents are tailored for Palworld, and like, you could say that, hey, they're just filing these patents for whatever reason. Based on its history, US patent number 1217911 could be a product of Nintendo's Palworld-oriented patent activity. According to its history, Nintendo filed for it on May 2nd, 2024, a few months after Palworld's launch, and I find that to be so interesting, the timing of all of this, and it was granted on December 31st, 2024. Now, on December 4th, 2024, Nintendo received a notice of final rejection from the patent examiner. Now, final is not literally final in the terms of end of story. Even if a rejection is declared final, the party applying for the patent can modify the claims and ask for a continuation of the examination. It can also appeal the rejection of the patent trial and appeal board, which is likely an in-house of the USPTO, and from there, one can theoretically appeal further to the United States Court of Appeal. So obviously, they aren't giving up. And even if 22 of 23 claims are rejected, guess what? That's 22 of 23. That's not all 23, and they could continue adjusting and filing a lot of different things. And I'll leave the link in gamesfray.com because this article does a great job of going over the legal ramifications, which your boy did not go to law school. I'm not trying to break down the legality of patents and all that kind of stuff. Now, first, why 23 claims? It's only half accurate. One actually sues over one more patent claims. A product can even infringe dozens of claims from a single patent. That won't mean the patentee gets dozens of times more money, but it has other implications. In general, the more claims an accused service of product infringes, the better for the patent holder. One simple reason for which it is good that even if one or more claims turn out to be invalid, you may still have one or more left that survive, essentially throwing as much crap at the wall and hoping some of this stuff sticks, even if not all of this stuff sticks. I feel like I say that about, like, the push towards live service games. I feel like patenting is kind of similar to that. Get as many patents on the board, and hey, as long as we get a couple W's here, that's gonna cause an issue for Palworld in totality. And it's so interesting because as far as what Nintendo is trying to patent, they are retroactively trying to patent smooth switching of riding objects. Again, the terminology and the verbiage used in the patents, I feel like, is such a big part of it, because a little word adjustment here and there, and who knows who is actually doing the approval process. Is it somebody that is well-versed in what's going on with Palworld? Do they know anything about gaming and Palworld and Nintendo going after Palworld? I don't know. Does anybody know? Who knows? Like, that's all stuff that I feel like if you just keep trying and trying to file a patent, eventually, through sheer stubbornness, you might get something through. I really do believe this can happen because, you know, a lot of the times, in a lot of facets, when you just keep trying and keep persisting, making minor adjustments here, right day, right time, all of a sudden things get approved. Are you guys gonna tell me something like that wouldn't happen? As long as you're continually persistent, like, you might have a chance to get something through. And all of the points to this go back to the same thing. Palworld was a game that was in development and we knew had been coming out for a very long time. And I remember covering the game back in like June of 2023. I remember when I initially saw this game and I was like, Man, when I first saw the game, I was like, if they don't run into legal trouble and this game actually comes out, that'll be fantastic. And a lot of people came out and told me, being like, hey, there's no actual legal infringement here. Yeah, the designs are similar, but fundamentally from a gameplay standpoint, this game is totally different. And I would like to believe that, but I also know how Nintendo plays when it comes to things in situations like this. I just had the feeling that, hey, maybe for a long time, Nintendo saw Palworld and they were like, okay, yeah, they perceive the game to be ripping us off, or they view that game to be ripping them off, even though gameplay-wise it's so different, but I digress. They perceive it to be that, but they are of the mindset, this will be a flash in the pan, it's not going to do incredibly well, and we'll move on to the next thing. Once the game was a resounding success, that's when you saw the patents being filed. That's when they, like, that patent file was on May 2nd, 2024. The one we just talked about, patent number 186528883, smooth switching of riding objects, May 2nd of 2024. That's 3 months after, or 2.5 months after Palworld hit early access, and a lot of the talk you saw about these patents being filed, it was after Palworld came out. I would have to deduce what happened was Nintendo was like, oh crap, this game is hugely successful. Oh crap, they have a partnership with Sony. They're working with Krafton on a mobile game, although a lot of the patent files, again, the partnerships came later, but they obviously saw that Palworld was gonna be a threat. It wasn't about to be a flash in the pan. And I say quote-unquote threat. It's not a threat. It's what Nintendo perceives to be a threat. Pokemon's still gonna be gargantuan. There can be multiple players in the space, and I would say why not have Palworld appear on the Switch too? It would do outstandingly well, but I could totally see why Nintendo, from their vantage point, they're like, okay, we're not gonna let this game come out on our platform, and you would rather hope it would be an instance of, yo, you perceive this game to be competition? Competition hopefully will drive us forward. I'm not a big Pokemon guy these days, but I have so many friends that are, and they just continually crap on Pokemon. Outside of Legends Arceus, it seems like everything from what I hear, and I can't speak on each Pokemon game with the depth and nuance that I had with the franchise back in the day, but from generally what I hear, it seems like Pokemon is in a period where there is an audience that isn't as engaged into it. They aren't enjoying the Pokemon games as much, but at the end of the day, games come out and they're gonna sell millions upon millions of copies. You just have another player in the space, the survival crafting Mon game with some similar designs, like, you know, Cry Me a River as far as that one's concerned about these, the lawsuits and patents. And ultimately, I think this whole situation, it sucks for Pocket Pair, but it has put a little bit more attention on the game. And you know, it is one thing, the game peaked at over 2 million concurrent players. It's stabilized, and, you know, after the most recent update, I think it went over 150k. That's still an incredibly successful number. The game made a lot of money, and you would just hope that it's gonna be a player. And look at what Pocket Pair is doing. They're literally trying to start a publishing arm that's gonna publish indie games. They're actually giving back to gaming after the success of Palworld, and I find that to be remarkable. Now, I don't know the types of deals that they're striking with indie developers, but I feel like they're trying to do what they can. They've established so much goodwill with this game, and you just want to see a game like this succeed, and Nintendo coming in to try to quell it, to try to put it down, it's just awful. And I don't know how anybody can be on Nintendo's side, because you as the consumer should always have your selfish best interest in mind, and your best interest shouldn't be Nintendo coming in and cooking Palworld beyond belief so the game can never leave early access and Nintendo does anything to hamper the release of the game. Nobody should want that, because ultimately that'll leave Nintendo in a power position, and they are already in a power position. The Switch 2 is going to come out, it's going to sell 1 billion units. The next Pokemon is going to come out, it's going to sell 1 billion units. Why would you not want there to be other options, an alternative, if you even want to view it as an alternative, because it's so different than Pokemon? The idea that both games can coexist is so jarring to me, but it's clear as day that Nintendo feels threatened by the game, which I don't think they should, but that'll do it for me. We'll see how this story plays out. I told you guys that 2025 was going to be a far more pivotal year for Palworld and what transpires with the game than 2024 was, and this lawsuit is going to be a big part of that. The game coming out of early access, there's a lot of nuance to Palworld this year, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.